consciously eating.
Are you one of the few players I have never beaten, I think?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, we haven't played that much.
Yeah, true though. So yeah, as you already heard we are now in the game, so another day, another video, but this time we're gonna have a first timer on this channel, and we're gonna have ItzJ as a codecaster. So going into this kind of game in this best of 3 between Guinness and MatthewN, who you think is favored?
Oh, it's hard to say. Like recently, MatthewN has really impressed me. I've been practicing a lot with Guinness, and he's been doing a ton of practice games. So like both are coming in kind of on their highest potential, which is good. Uh-oh, we got a little lag, but
see if he
but
drops.
yeah, I think from experience, I think Guinness is maybe just ever so slightly favored. But MatthewN has really impressed me lately. I've played him a few times in ranked and several custom games, and he's dominated me several times. So it's like Guinness is usually like we play very long 27, 28-minute games and we draw it out. And so I feel like I'm closer to Guinness's at least mind games, but MatthewN his mechanics are so good. His knowledge is growing. Yeah.
Okay.
Guinness has all the cheeses.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask. Like, is Guinness not cheesing you? Like, at least I think 1 out of 5 games or so. It's always something proxy or
Guinness
something.
does a lot of 2-base. He does a ton of 2-base werewolf or 2-base like dragons, things like very high tech oriented rather than expansion oriented.
Yeah.
I know he's mentioned like it's mainly like he finds in the later stages of the game his macro slips, so he's a micro intense player. I've always been impressed with how he keeps his workers alive, right? Like on I'll do 2 racks raider against him and he'll just keep every worker alive on 1 health, like it's
yeah.
It's very frustrating.
Yeah,
but we see a macro Castle first. So he sees workshop first, and he's not all that afraid. So looks like he's just going to go for a greedy opening. When you see workshop first, like you've got a 2.5, 3 minute window where not a whole lot of pressure is coming.
Yeah, especially because the little way, like the only way, which is direct going to the natural of the opponent, is blocked now. So
yeah,
I think
he'd have to completely commit if he wanted to go in with that for scowling.
Yeah. And I think that's just
so
not smart. But I like this mill by MatthewN. So I think Guinness, now seeing that there's no castle at the natural, he already knows what's coming. I think it's pretty easy to assume what's coming now. So I expect to see an advanced workshop from Guinness ASAP, or at least towers. I think towers are also a viable answer, but
I think an advanced workshop is better. The advanced workshop is always better, but the tower at each base means he wants it to go. Basically, a tower tells your opponent, like, I want this to go another 2 minutes. I don't want to die, but I'm not really going to put any pressure back on you. Whereas the advanced workshop on this map, especially, is just so much more versatile.
Yeah, but
because you can defend with it and then go offensive right after. No, here comes the Guinness werewolf play though. Yeah, I don't think he noticed the mill.
Yeah, no, of course he didn't scout the mill, but he saw that there's no second.
But I don't think he's respecting that.
Interesting. That might be troublesome for Guinness. I think the moment the first gyro arrives, he needs to... he's going into gyros himself. So maybe he thinks that he's still in time with his gyros, but I think the only thing going for him and being able to defend this would be when he's repairing his gyros, right? So that's maybe the plan for Guinness now. Interesting, honestly. Very, very interesting.
His gyro is going to be so late in comparison.
Yeah.
This is not so. Guinness practiced a build on this map with me several times. We played probably a good 10 games where he practiced this opening, and this is not the opening he picked. So he definitely did not go mill. Yeah. This is a very interesting because this gyro is going to have free reign for a good 40 seconds here.
Yeah, at least 40 seconds. Right?
at least 2 workers with this one gyro.
Yeah, that's what I expect as well.
I'd be surprised if he doesn't get a third. Gyros individually don't kill workers all that quickly, as you can see, but it's still, he should be able to get 3 out of this maybe.
And there's no tower. Like, he's really... I just do this with my own gyros. Like, he's not having a gyro yet, but the first worker is dead already. I'm not too sure that Guinness really, with the second gyro coming now and the third already being produced. I mean, he's running around with the wolves and trying to harass MatthewN's natural, but in general, I think it just looks really good for MatthewN right now. And look at this, he's just upgrading the den for a werewolf den. Are you kidding me? Oh my god!
Play, yeah. He wants a hold on the barest of margins, right? And then the werewolf will counter punch really hard, right? But the werewolf into catapults, like by then, and gats like MatthewN should have 4 or 5 gats by then. By the time the werewolf comes across, like I don't think it's all that scary.
Yeah, and look at how long this one gyro from Guinness takes to even get half health on this gyros from MatthewN.
And he has Guinness has a 400 gold lead right now, but he's lost 345 gold, right? Like and the potential mining time of all these workers, like.
And look at him. Now he's getting the advanced workshop just because he needs the airship to carry over the werewolf. So he's really not respecting MatthewN at least.
Like he'll hold this, but this did not show respect to he scouted no second base and did not respect it at all.
Oh goodness.
And you're seeing MatthewN's pulled into a slight lead in supply, and they'll be evened out basically in income.
Yeah, I mean,
realistically, this kind of just evened out. Guinness had an advantage, and he threw it kind of away. Is what that is. But I don't think Guinness is behind at this point. He's just kind of even.
Yeah, and I think he's fine with that.
Yeah. Especially because Guinness is not going to go for a third, in my opinion. I think he's just going to do this werewolf, and then often he'll go into dragons right after. Though I guess dragons he'll skip because he's got the mill. So maybe he's decided this is a more optimal path rather than going werewolf into dragons. But I would argue that it's not, because look at all the damage he just took. How many workers lost was that? That was 7 workers.
That's huge actually. But the worker count right now for both players is 16 to 17. So so Guinness is really only 1 behind, and now he's catched up. So I guess one of these 2 players needs to take a third base right now, or rather soon, I think.
I think MatthewN has to be very careful here, though, because if he goes too greedy of a third and does not respect the werewolves that are coming, werewolves are very hard to deal with, even just with Gatling or like with gyros. Like they tickle werewolves, right?
But he has 5 or 4 Gatling guns right now, and I guess but there are no towers.
A werewolf, a catapult,
a
werewolf, a catapult, and a Gatling in that dropship. Like that's a potent mix. And
also the 3 gyros. Let's not forget the 3 gyros also. But there are no workers for repair, and MatthewN has these. So I think, just with the repair advantage.
The gyros are just to distract. They're just to distract, and the werewolf is the real damage dealer. And the catapult. The catapult is scary as well. Oh, interesting. He's going to target the mill.
Well, I think it's a nice idea, though.
Yeah. I probably would have gone for the worker line myself, but that's if he does. No, he didn't commit to the mill. He's losing the gyro war. I think he realized that was time to leave.
I think with a ballista now in the mix, I think Guinness
MatthewN's
really.
Yeah, MatthewN's going for the third.
Yeah, not sure if I like it or maybe. I mean, he's kind of floating gold right now. He was over 300. So I think. I don't know. The upgrades only don't really cut it for me. Like Gatlings are fine versus I think 5 Gatling guns is an okay amount to deal with 1 werewolf, but there will be actually 2 werewolves and 2 catapults, and it looks like even 1 more werewolf soon. There's no ballista, so maybe the gyros will make a difference here. But gyros really they're just flying archers at that point, and they don't really deal that much damage. Even though with the upgrade they deal a bit more, but it's not that much of a difference. Not too sure if that's gonna work out.
See, instead of the forge, I would have liked to seen another mill. I think 2 mills, you get up to about 8 or 9 gyros against this, and all of a sudden they can actually whittle down a werewolf pretty fast. But look at how the werewolf is taking very low damage.
Yeah. Yeah, by what? I mean, what
very hard.
This everything which is supposed to deal damage cannot really kite because the catapults are shooting. There's Gatling guns from Guinness as well, and the werewolves are not that slow. I mean, there were the Gatling guns from MatthewN dropped some caltrops, but it really didn't work out, man. It really didn't. And now the gyros chasing the... I think the damage is just directed in the wrong direction. I mean, why would you kill the airships? Like, you want to kill the catapults, and then you want
This is what Atano talked about. The airship is the biggest bait in the world. You want to kill it, but at the same time, it's the wrong target.
Yeah.
You do need to kill them, but if you can focus on the damage dealing units first,
and all the mining,
he'll hold this, but at what cost, right?
Yeah.
He'll hold this. But this is what Guinness does to me all the time. Is he'll go these super long 2-base plays that just because they're werewolves, they just win. it's not fair.
Yeah, werewolves are kind of my nemesis as well. But
He's
I
not out
played
of it
them
yet,
so.
though, MatthewN. MatthewN has bent, but not broken.
Yeah.
Right. So.
But he lost the mill, and he will lose the workshop. So yeah.
He was
not
prepared.
too late.
Yeah.
But there is mining. I mean, and now he's getting Rex. So what could be the plan with the Rex? Like Raiders now at this stage of the game? I don't know. I'm not convinced.
If Guinness gets a ballista of his own, this might be game over. But because Guinness doesn't have a ballista of his own, these 5 gyros are able to hold this. Well, he should put down 2 more. I think 2 more workshops, in my opinion.
Well, there is a ballista. Look at this. Racks. There's a ballista for Guinness, but it's up here for some reason. Not sure why it's up there.
Oh, it was wandering. It's because the block.
Yeah, most likely.
Because the path was blocked. Yeah.
So yeah, with the ballista, does he have the upgrade for the black powder stuff? Not yet. But I think the black powder upgrade is what puts the nail in the coffin for MatthewN here, because he can reproduce the gyros as quickly.
Look, Guinness has no intention. Look at this. He's going fortress. He has no intention of building a 3rd base.
Yeah,
he's going to sit on 2 bases.
He stays 2 base. That can actually be the way for MatthewN back into this game, really.
I think that every time I play Guinness, and then I lose. So I mean, Guinness and I are about 50-50. I beat him about half the times we play, right? But when he sits on these 2 bases, I think, oh, I've got this in the bag, and then he just wins, and it's very annoying. Because his micro is very good.
Yeah. And right now, MatthewN has only 5.
Not lose that gyro though.
There are 5 gyros, and they're coming back now. Not sure. I mean, eventually everything will die, especially... I mean, he has to... Matthew has to focus the ballista now, right? Ooh, losing that airship was close.
Yeah, he can't lose. He's losing mining time. I think in some ways, you can't go for a base trade. There's no right answer.
Yeah. Werewolves are so much better than killing buildings. But look at this. Guinness losing the... I think the priority for Guinness really is not the gyros. He's really just he's focusing on the workers, and I think it's the right call. But behind all this action, MatthewN actually got 3 racks up and is going for archers and soldiers. I'm not too sure if I like this, honestly. I think it's subpar.
But he's killing these werewolves. So as long as the werewolves trickle in, as long as they come in 1 at a time, archers and soldiers will do fine. Probably more. He should go more soldier heavy than archers, but because he can pick off these werewolves 1 at a time, this is not a terrible situation. If Guinness held back the werewolves and got to about 3 or 4 of them, I think this would be very, very hard to deal with. I mean, it is still very, very hard to deal with, but yeah, if you're trickling this in, all of a sudden the soldier and archer ball, comes the thing. And you look at Guinness's main; he's only got 1,300 gold left in the main.
Yeah.
this becomes a factor at some point, right? The longer MatthewN can draw this out.
And there are 2 Dragon Layers coming. And I think the 4 gyros he has here for MatthewN, they will not be enough to deal with all the dragons, and the archers especially. I mean, they're nice and all, but they will not really be able to deal with the werewolves, and especially not with the katas. So I think the Rex idea is just, I don't know, it's just not, I just don't see it, you know?
As long as he needs, there's no scouting for MatthewN on this of like what's coming, and so he needs to be building ballista, which is weird because you have werewolves in your face.
Yeah.
So it's not an intuitive thing to build, but
he already had
building some
ballista
right now.
Yeah, he already had and he still has the advanced workshop, so he could potentially just go for ballista. I mean, you see the airships flying around, but I guess with the gyros in the air, you really don't need to commit to anything really heavy anti-air. So there's not really a need for MatthewN right now to expect dragons, or let alone have something to counter them. And I think right now Matthew is kind of stabilized, I would say.
I think that was a very large overcommitment by Guinness there.
Yeah.
Look at Guinness has lost. He's lost 5,000 gold from all these werewolves. Like he trickled them in a little too slowly.
Yeah.
And didn't bunch up at all.
Yeah,
and
but MatthewN is kind of throwing.
He might have let MatthewN back into this.
Yeah. But MatthewN kind of tries to throw right now, moving out with the archers, and everything is very low HP, right? So the archers really, I don't know. And now he has some raiders even. Yeah, it's a bit of a jank unit.
He's thinking this is a continued werewolf.
Yeah. But
yeah.
it's not. Ooh, and he will find out soon, because Guinness is moving out, bringing 2 catapults, 2 werewolves, 2. Yeah, 2 is the magic number. Everything except the gyro, everything comes twice. Let's see. I think
these dragons can just kill the archers outright.
Yep.
The dragons alone, because these are weak archers.
Yeah, but there's a ballista coming.
Up at the 3rd. He's got 5 archers up at his 3rd. This is. I don't think MatthewN dies from this. And if MatthewN just can keep Guinness off of a 3rd base, Guinness will mine out.
And there's a ballista coming, popping out right now from the advanced workshop, which can attack.
Cannot lose this to the catapults.
Yeah, if he loses the ballista, I still think
repair the ballista.
We'll pick it up.
Nice.
It's nice, very good. And now with all the archers around, he might be able to. Yeah, and again, he's focusing the airships way too much.
I think MatthewN has this though. This is a very good defense for MatthewN. Just showing what I said, that his mechanics are very sound.
Yeah.
Maybe decision making could have been better at some of these points, but his mechanics are very good.
Yeah, I mean, and he's on superior economy, so usually you expect him to win this. And look at this ballista surrounded by all these workers getting repaired all the time. Yeah, I think Guinness right now is on the losing end. Yeah.
I think
if he wasn't already.
Has to make a choice at this point. His main mind out. He either goes a complete all in, just with his last four dragons that he can build or something. But I don't think he can crack MatthewN at this point. There's a tower at his natural.
He killed the ballista. He killed the ballista, and there are three dragons still. One of them completely green.
Oh no, he didn't.
Oh, there's the ballista.
Oh, now he killed it.
Yeah.
Now
and the other one cannot get out because
one.
It's anti-SimCity from MatthewN. So MatthewN cannot really go out with the ballista. He needs to cancel this workshop. But even then, I think the ballista might not get through. So
I think he's okay if he just sits there. He just has to prevent Guinness from taking third. I wish you'd look around with this gyro a little more, make sure that there's no third that can go up.
Yeah.
Because if he just holds Guinness, he doesn't, like, Guinness is mining out. I think he just assumes Guinness has a third.
Ooh, look at this tower. This tower.
Now he sees the worker line though. Gyros.
Yeah, long distance mining. Okay. Not sure if it really
cancels the workshop.
works.
He's coming out. I don't think he should have. I think he should not let that werewolf in.
Well, there's a tower. There's I think the catapult is a bit troublesome, and also the raiders are fairly okay to deal with a werewolf. Yeah, but
or just the gyro will eventually take this out.
Yeah. But there's another airship coming for Guinness, and another werewolf is coming as well. Actually, I think you're right. MatthewN is kind of just holding
I think
this.
MatthewN has got this at this point, yeah.
Ooh,
He
but
bent,
nice game.
but did not break.
Yeah. Very well played by him. 2 werewolves coming. Let's see where they dropped.
Guinness is going to try to take a third, but like he has no money.
Yeah, it's kind of desperation now at this point, right?
Did he build one? Like if he has one queued. Oh, he did. Okay, he had one queued, so that's where the money went. But still, like if he.
Yeah, long distance mining for now. Yeah, but the dragons are chasing around the remaining gyrocopters. Gyrocopters are in general just way faster than dragons, so it's not really a problem, I think, for MatthewN right now, because MatthewN kind of is stable and he's actually mining from 3 bases now. And there's 900 gold left in his main, over 3,000 gold in his natural because of all this Harris, and a bit less, but still over 3,000 gold in the third as well. So I think MatthewN is in a really comfortable position now, and he can just produce and get on a, I don't know, 100 supply or something, and then kind of move out on the map and just end it. Not sure what unit composition would work though.
I think going for a workshop, one workshop to get a catapult, and just continue building soldiers. Soldiers, one catapult and ballista, and I think he can close this out.
So the raider
doesn't lag out. Please don't lag out, man.
Can just pause the game and then wait until he's back.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I think these raiders are. Whew, look at the blinks. Yeah, it's a bit tricky to flash with them around. So nice idea to move the workers away, but apparently it's not the right thing to do versus dragons. You really don't want to move at all with your workers when there are dragons. But it's a nice bait for the dragons to fly in and take some damage.
Yeah, they're now they're in a pocket that's going to be very hard. I think MatthewN with a good micro can clean all of these up.
Yeah, and he will do so, I think.
Got good airship micro. Bam. Yeah. Oh, pick it up.
Nice.
Oh, he overflew it a little bit.
Yeah, nice. But he tried though. It's okay. Yeah. These dragons will be a bit busy.
Oh, MatthewN's going for a 4th. I think this is the wrong call. He doesn't have good scouting yet. He doesn't realize how bad spot Guinness is in.
Yeah. But Guinness, man, he's just not stopping to produce dragons. So I think right now he's already on the losing end with so many dragons.
Yeah, I think as soon as this army comes across, Guinness is going to realize this is over.
Yeah. The ballistas around, I mean, 2 ballistas are absolutely too much already for Guinness. But the gyros and 1 ballista already are very troublesome to deal with the 2 dragons only. And yeah, there we have the GG. Wow, GG. Great game. Didn't expect that at all. Nice hold by MatthewN.
That's one thing I think. There was too many maps in the map pool. Going through ban phase was actually like a long process.
Yeah. But that's nice to have a big map pool, so you play unexpected maps as well. All right.
I found it annoying. Like everyone always banned Stronghold Fabius, and I never got to play it.
Oh, you were not seated on it. You had it not as your small dot map. That's a bummer. But yeah, so now we are on a second game. I think Guinness now will not troll around. Like now he's playing like serious and getting getting a point now, and then we will have a nice third map where each player gives it all, and it's counting. So I would just, out of this situation where we have the lead for MatthewN right now, favor Guinness and root for him, as I always root for the player who's like on a losing end of something. I just love underdog stories, although he's not really.
However, I see an early worker coming out from MatthewN.
Ooh, this time he's cheesing. Or maybe just
it's a
scouting.
9 house. It's a 9 house, so it's not as early of a house as would be like a Rax proxy or something. But this could still be a proxy Rax. This map is very good for it. Raiders can jump in all over the place. You know, it's not a bad map. This could just be a scout though. Yeah. However, he's hugging the bottom wall. Look at where MatthewN's work is going.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh,
I think you're right though. I would expect from Guinness a more standard attempt at you can get 3 bases very easily on this map.
yeah.
I would expect a little more of a macro play.
Especially if it's
And
so
so I don't
big.
know.
Like
Yeah, I don't know if he
this.
expects this from MatthewN.
Ooh, anti-proxy Rex. I think this is an echo build. I think Guinness is going for a fast castle 2 then. Ooh, I mean, on this map, it's reasonable to do. But I think with MatthewN kind of having the build order win like now, that's great. I mean,
It's gonna be a tough
depends.
hold. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it depends. If he's gonna put down a second Rex and he's really doing it from 2 Rex, I think that's really, really, really hard for Guinness to hold. But if it's only 1 Rex, then I see Guinness holding this really.
And this is my worker micro is very good. If he, yeah, 1 Rax, I think he can hold. If MatthewN gets up to 3 Raiders or 4 Raiders, I don't know if Guinness is in a good spot at that point. I think when I did this build, I did a 2 Rax build against Speedy Bozar in the Pro League on this map, and just beat him in 3 minutes. So it
but what did Speedies play?
He went castle first as well. Yeah. So it's so hard to hold this. But you see 1 Rax and the Scout. This is sort of the Happy build. Happy kind of pioneered this. Well, not pioneered, but like he definitely made popular this one Rax. Just come in, Scout. If he can, he'll go hit the worker 3 times that's building the castle, so that your Raider can 2-shot the worker.
The question now is, does Guinness know? I mean, when this worker shows up so late.
Yeah.
You think?
3 hits. Oh, one more hit. Oh. I don't think that one got the 3rd hit.
Yeah, he needed.
I mean, it means 1 extra hit, but
yeah. But for a Raider, it means a lot, honestly, because this Raider now has to pull its weight.
Yeah.
So let's
but look
see
at
how
Matthew. Like, this is what the power of this build. MatthewN's just saving up. Oh, okay. Ooh. I would have maybe not done that for MatthewN.
That's very all-inny, right?
Power of this build. Yeah, the power of this build is behind this. He should be taking his natural.
Ooh, look at this.
This is quite all in.
Then and
what is Guinness going to do?
Guinness is pulling the workers, obviously. I mean, if you want to cancel this tower, you just pull a lot of workers.
He's going to weaken a lot of workers, though, Guinness is. So this is...
Maybe MatthewN's plan is to just deny mining here. Maybe that was the plan.
Yeah, but look at he's delayed his natural quite heavily up this.
Yeah, but he's going for dragons.
Yeah, but I think Guinness is not going to expect dragons.
Yeah, and he's putting. Look at Guinness, like he did a workshop because he saw that was an overreaction from Guinness, and now Guinness is in a world of trouble because he has only wolves to deal with the raiders, and there will be dregs soon. Ooh, that's looking dicey. And we have another leg from StarCraft 2 fan.
I don't know if Guinness can make this read. This is like a poker bluff read, you know, like I think behind this Guinness assumes that MatthewN is going to go for his own natural. And so he's not expecting an air play this quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think I would never make this call. This is such a hard call.
Yeah. And it's very, very, very hard to catch on. I mean, I know Guinness, so I know what his game plan is with this cancel tower and stuff. So I know that there will be dragons, but I think he played it only a couple times, and he got destroyed by Heffy using this idea pretty heavily because Guinness just opened with Rex and just went for archers then, and then was kind of shut down. But I think Guinness with opening this fast castle 2 then, and kind of this kind of game plan.
Unnecessarily.
It's not looking
still
too good.
Like 3 raiders is no joke. Like you still have to respect them. They can do a ton of damage. Yeah.
Oh my God! What happened in MatthewN's base? Look at MatthewN's base. He's not continuing to build this Dragon Slayer. What is he doing? Was there a wolf?
Oh no!
Did we miss a wolf?
Hotkey issue?
Oh my God, that's rough.
I don't see any. Do we have a lost worker? We have no lost workers. I don't think a wolf got in.
Yeah, no. There's no. Guinness didn't move across his base at all.
No, he didn't get anything up. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. What happened there?
That's so rough.
He delayed his.
Now all of a sudden, you give Guinness enough time. Guinness can maybe
Stabilize.
If Guinness can see that there's no natural, which I don't, it's very hard on this map to see that because it could be the hidden pocket expansion.
But I guess he knows. I mean, by the amount of raiders, a player like Guinness or you are so experienced. You know what's up. And if you don't see a lot of raiders or enough raiders to really tip you off that there is a second Rex, you at this point start thinking about, okay, what's the worst thing which can happen now to me? And that's obviously something in the air, right? So you expect dragons or airships, something dropping on you, something like that. So I think Guinness should start building towers now, or get archers, or get an advanced workshop. But last game as well, he kind of, I don't know, just didn't do the advanced workshop when we expected him to do it. So maybe this time he will just do the exact same thing, and we will have a long game anyways.
I think regardless, he's too late. This is waiting very long for a response at this point.
Yeah, and look at the dragon.
He's continuing worker production, and this dragon is going to have free reign.
Yeah, for a long time.
I don't think he can even get up towers at this point. This is over.
Well,
as long as the dragon needs to target the workers and not go for the army.
Yeah.
And just pull back with those raiders. He should not be attacking with the raiders.
I think if Guinness builds 2 towers at the same time, he has so many workers. So 2 towers at the same time. He's going to have his second dragon into the natural. I think this is over. Meanwhile, MatthewN takes his second. Yeah, but that's very late, right? So
yeah,
just from
this is going to have a good punch back here.
Yeah.
But Guinness has to ignore. I would ignore this Rax and just go straight across the map. You need MatthewN to pull back.
Yeah. But the towers.
I think actually Guinness has a good army. Like Gats are really good at clearing buildings. If you can go across and try a base trade, there's potential.
It's important to have these towers up.
Yes.
And maybe even build a second one. At each
in the natural, I would, possibly, If they had been up, the thing is, like, if they had been up 20 seconds earlier, this was a very good defense. He's still alive.
Yeah,
but he's lost 11 workers. 11 workers.
Painful, just painful. So a second tower at the natural, as we said, but there's one missing in the natural, in the main, and he's building now one in the main, and he's targeting down the. But MatthewN is losing. 1 dragon. That was a mistake. Now he has only 2 dragons, and he needs to retreat because this army is gonna come in and hammering down stuff in MatthewN.
Good block.
Yeah, good block indeed. Nice blink here by the raiders.
One of them was nice.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. The other one was just close. Yeah, getting one hit in was okay. But now the raiders sharp.
I think look at the power of these Gatling guns. They can power through that. But
it's insane.
The raiders come from behind.
But the dragons deal continuously damage. It's not that much, but it's enough to really kill stuff, honestly. Now the worker pull. Let's see how MatthewN handles this.
Necessary. I don't think he needed to pull those workers. I think there's only a 1-tile gap, which means the Gatling guns could not get into that worker line.
Yeah, I was about to praise his SimCity here.
But then he still got so many workers there.
Yeah, it's okay. I think cleaning up this
fine.
like he did is okay. But we really need to check what Guinness is doing. And Guinness is not getting an advanced workshop. Look at this. He's upgrading for a fortress. What the heck, Guinness? Like, he's not like getting 3 towers now at each worker line. Guinness, come on. Why are you trolling, mate? Like every same person.
This might just be an old school. Remember, Guinness played a long time ago, right? And he took a year and a half off for university, and so he hasn't really come with the meta shift of how to play. And this is maybe an older school thought process of, I'm really far behind. I need to stabilize these 2 bases and then do something. But if he goes dragons now, he will always be a lower dragon count.
Yeah.
And he's 17 supply to 39. Like, he has to know that he's not in a great spot here.
Yeah, of course. I'm pretty sure he knows. And MatthewN also knows that he is the one on the driver's seat, and therefore he's taking a third right now. I don't know. Really rough game.
And take a 4. I would double expand out of this. He knows he's getting a nice workshop.
You would double down.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? True. He knows he can't push in, right? He can't push in. I would double expand and build 2 or 3 as soon as he sees these dragons lairs. I'd build 2 or 3 more dragon lairs of my own. And I don't think MatthewN can be beaten at this point.
Yeah.
This would take MatthewN throwing completely.
But look at MatthewN. His response to the dragon lairs are is a advanced one-shot, and that's it. He stopped building dragons entirely. He's focusing now on getting the numbers and workers up, and that's it.
Dragons against 6 towers is pretty hard to pretty hard to break.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think maybe he only has 1 layer. A continued production out of 1 layer is not all that major of a commitment. I think he could have continued dragon production. And he does. Here he goes. He continues it after building his towers. I don't think the towers are necessary because of the advanced workshop, but
True.
But he will continue.
But interestingly, look at the werewolf then. So Guinness is really going for his signature thing at this point.
He loves this. Yeah.
He wants to drop his werewolves again. I think it's very hard.
It is. The werewolves, they're the way back in. Werewolves are so potent that even a tower, they just laugh at a tower. It tickles them.
I think the problem is really that the werewolf kind of 2 shots. I think 2 shots, right? A worker.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem here. Not so much the tower, because the tower needs too long to kill the werewolf, and the workers are too slow to really run away. So yeah, but I think
good on MatthewN respecting the fact that maybe there's a hidden base. He's going to go check around. I think he should know, like, because of all the pressure he did early, there was no way Guinness got out.
Yeah, but very hard to sneak out a worker like that.
He's still respecting his opponent and saying, okay, maybe there was something I missed. I don't do this enough. But
yeah, I agree.
Scouting.
It's very, I mean, in the heat of battle, it's really I don't know, it's really hard to kind of stop and start thinking about the game and not just playing the game, for me personally. So I can relate, and I often, I don't know, get caught off guard. Some sneaky bases or sneaky production or buildings in general. So my scouting is very, very bad as well. So I know what you're talking about.
I think this is a good lesson, though, for beginner players of what Guinness is doing here. Look at the incomes at this point. Yes, MatthewN is making some more money right now because the third base production is up and running, but Guinness is not that far behind. In fact, he's ahead on total mind at this point still.
Yeah, but he lost twice as
players
much
that think, for sure, but players that think like, oh, I'm on 2 base and they have 3, I've lost the game. That's not really true. Right? There is, you're able, if you have fully saturated 2 base, you have a window about 3 or 4 minutes where you're actually on par with a 3 base production. You just, the 3 base will eventually outpace you.
Yeah, the longer the game goes, the more behind you are, literally.
Yes.
It's always a question of time. So right now, let's check the dragon count. So we have 5 dragons versus 8 dragons. So Guinness is still behind in the dragon count, and one of the dragons is severely hurt.
One is about to die.
And died. Okay. So we have 4 dragons versus 8. So let's see.
But really, the werewolves are what Guinness wants here.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I don't see the werewolves working really. Like there's so much production.
If he utilizes the werewolves just to take a third, right? Like if Guinness can just take a third, this game changes, right?
Yeah, I think he's about to do that. But there's nothing he can do about the dragons coming in.
If he can get that ballista, he needs to build a dropship to get that ballista out because it's stuck.
Yeah, that's why he needs to retreat now.
Ballista. Yeah.
Look at him! Look at how he's moving his dragons in to deal more damage because it's focused, and the AOE is hitting friendly units as well. So nice little micro trick here by Guinness, not winning him the game back. But with the ballista, he might be able to kind of fight back into this game. But honestly, at this point, with the ballista around for MatthewN as well, it's very hard to imagine him losing this. Second ballista is coming out. Third is building right now. But MatthewN is supply stuck, but it's okay to be supply blocked at 100 when your opponent is at 80. Not that bad.
He needs to not lose that airship, though. That is what's keeping his ballista alive. Those werewolves will deal with the ballista.
Yeah, but the dragons will die.
He just has so many dragons,
At some point, the oh, actually, oh, look at this. MatthewN is retreating now. Wow, didn't expect that. Look at this.
Yeah.
Like so many dragons fleeing
I think
for so
he didn't
many.
realize he could have just target fired the
Yeah.
ballista.
Yeah,
If he
I
just
think-
target fired the ballista, I think he could have
Yeah.
taken it out.
Yeah.
Praise.
Praise the Lord!
Yeah, a Guinness game with 3 bases. What is happening? He's about to lose 2 dragons, though.
Guinness is Mr. Two Base. That's his new nickname. And yeah, now he's focusing the ballista. And I think
he
that's
wasn't
great.
all. Guinness played very good macro style back when I first was learning, and so this is when he played more racks. Guinness used to be a predominantly racks player and played almost solely racks, and he would go up to 3 or 4 early bases, and he's definitely changed his style once he went into more beast play.
Funny man. He told me that he's known as a cheeser, so he was really really known for his like DC is now. Like he was known for insane cheese tactics, insane kind of build orders and positionings of buildings and all these little details which made the cheese order, which makes this cheese from DC so strong. And yeah, I mean, look at this.
I mean, look what just happened.
Yeah, it's just one.
The role completely flipped.
Crazy, man.
Yes, MatthewN's economy is substantially better, and MatthewN's putting down a second advanced workshop. I think I like this move just to make sure he doesn't die. That's what MatthewN has to do right now. Just make sure he doesn't die to this counter punch, which I don't think. He's got towers in every base. He's got 2 ballista. Like I think he's okay.
A third one popping out, yeah.
He just
But I
think
still
really
like I still don't like that MatthewN just kind of lost so much value. Like look at this, he lost 3,375 right now, and like Guinness all game long lost 2,600. So, oof, rough man, rough. But MatthewN still ahead in total gold, so I think I still favor MatthewN at this point. But man,
MatthewN's
Guinness
just mined out, which means Guinness should be. He's getting close, but he's smartly. He's not built any more work. He is still the 2 base king. Look at this. Guinness is still the 2 base king. He has built no extra workers. He's like, I like my 2 base saturation. That is good. And then I will just keep building a second base, and that's all I will do.
Yeah, the 3rd base is literally his second.
He's building a 4th. Look at this though. Guinness is actually building a 4th base.
Ooh, praise the Lord.
Same timing, almost identically to MatthewN's. So like they're going to be very similar economies throughout the middle part of this game.
At this point,
Guinness has got a substantial supply lead.
Yeah, and I think at this point, MatthewN's towers are not really worth it because there are catapults already. So I would favor him to do more units and having max supply, and then you can start building. I don't know, wasting your money on towers. But versus catapults, especially, I think towers are just. Oh fuck my life! Don't send them. No, just hold position, mate. Just hold position, please. Oh my god, that was painful to watch. Oh my god.
There's at least I think that was 4 workers lost.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like one dragon has 3 kills.
Not a game-ending amount. He's still got a worker lead.
Yeah, but it hurts.
But that throw of that battle was the huge turning point a few minutes ago. And we just look at Guinness has clawed his way back into this. This is almost a reverse of game 1.
Yeah.
Where MatthewN held and then flipped, and now Guinness has held and has flipped the script almost.
Yeah, but
he's not got that commanding. He doesn't have quite the commanding because look at MatthewN's army is quite substantial.
Yeah, but it's 20
he's
supply
got 2
less.
catapults. Yeah,
I don't
the
see
catapults will deal fairly well with the werewolves, though.
Yeah. Well,
so
depends on how Guinness is microing the dragons. If you take a look at the ballistas drop, like the ballistas are dead, almost all of them are dead, and now all of the ballistas are dead for MatthewN, and MatthewN is losing the dragon as well, and the catapults just standing there firing their shots, but since the archers have to retreat, the werewolves getting close and close, and the catapults from Guinness also firing down on the archers and on the catapults, and now at this point I think MatthewN is just overrun by this huge amount of dragons, werewolves, and catapults. I mean, literally, Guinness played all S-tier units to just stomp MatthewN into the ground now. And yeah, MatthewN at this point needs to rely on his towers, and I just pointed out that towers are not really made to hold anything where Keddahs are involved. So at this point, I think it's fair to assume that this game is over, kinda.
I think if MatthewN can rally behind this, almost sacrifice that base. I don't think he needs to try too hard to hold this base because he's holding it, which is surprising. But there's 4 catapults here now. I think this base is potentially lost.
Yeah.
But if he can rally behind this and build up a counter punch, I think he may be able to hold this because of the 2 advanced workshop. Oh, when did MatthewN cancel his 2nd advanced workshop?
I have no idea, mate.
That was big because I think I was going to say with 2 ballistas coming at a time, I think he can actually swing this again the other way. He just has to have an answer for the werewolves.
But he doesn't. Like the amount of archers.
Archers are not quite good enough, especially with 4 catapults. Guinness loves this 3-tiered attack.
I mean, he literally placed the S tier units, like werewolves, dragons, and catapults. Like there are no better units, and the supposed counter is and the airships exactly, and the airships.
They're all S tier. Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's losing a lot of these dragons.
But he doesn't really care because look at the catapults.
MatthewN's brought it back. MatthewN was at a 60 supply loss. He's now brought it back to a 40.
Yeah, he has good production from the Rex. Gotta give him that.
Yes. And he is surprisingly. I thought he should have maybe sacrificed his base. He is surprisingly holding this decently. Very good micro with the archers.
Yeah, but 2 more dragons coming now. Werewolf shows up again, and I mean, there's nothing to deal with all the catapults, and I think that's the main problem for now for Matthew, because he cannot hold the space longer. There's nice ballista micro, but I don't see it.
Yeah, we'll see what Guinness's response. If he understands that this might be a hold, like if there's still 5 catapults here, this is very, very hard for MatthewN to hold. But the Raider will do some good work. Yeah.
Look at the werewolf. He's fighting all the archers alone. He's just saying, "Look at guys, I don't respect you guys at all." Okay, a dragon in the mix for MatthewN.
Do at this point? Yeah.
I think he just has not enough production. Like he's producing the archers, but they are just useless versus the catapults. So he needs the exact
4 soldiers coming.
Yeah, okay, the soldiers are nice, but there's a werewolf.
He lost his ballista.
Yeah, the ballista are the key, right? If you can deal with the dragons, you can deal with the werewolves and the catapults as well. But not being able to deal with the dragons here is.
Those archers are so low.
Yeah.
1 good shot from a catapult and 4 archers would die. Oh, like that.
Juicy shots.
Oh. As a mech player, I do enjoy watching that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you.
Oh, GG.
What a game, man. What a game. Nice one by Guinness. I think he showed his micro off in the fights, especially in this one where his 4th is now, like in this middle part. Oh, awesome. Really, really well played by Guinness. So we have this 1-1 situation I talked earlier about, and I really love it. Alright, so next game, like the final game, map 3, Xenos. Guinness versus MatthewN. I think Guinness is the player where I expected the least amount of maps to be lost to new guys, and he actually lost the most. So for me, like I think I just overestimated him slightly. Not taking away anything from him. If anything, I would say that the new guys are just showing up and being way better than I expected them to be. So it's either one of them options, and I'm really looking forward to the conclusion of this game, because now I don't have a favorite. Now I just want to enjoy great games, and I see this worker going over with his little gold barrel in his hands. So let's see where he's going. He's the gold boy. He's the golden boy now. But where is he going?
Yeah.
What's he doing?
I think regardless, we're getting a great series, but we're seeing the full cheese mode that Guinness is going to bring here.
Yes. Oh, it was so awesome, man. Look at this. Like first
Guinness,
game.
He's got this other build. I've seen this other build that Guinness will go where he'll actually go this forward den, one den, into castle, and then wolf. right? So he'll go den, castle, wolf, which looks like an early wolf because the den is so close to your base, but it's actually not. And behind it, he's expanding. So like, there's some interesting things Guinness will do behind this potentially, but this could just be straight up 2 den.
Yeah. So what do we think of this idea? I mean, if you kind of know what's coming, is the Rex opening, this very standard and basic opening from MatthewN, the best answer to that, or is that like the worst thing you can do against it?
MatthewN's going very standard. It looks fine. I think if he goes Raider, if he goes Archers behind this, what is with this rally point? If you look at Guinness's den, this
Yeah,
rally
I don't
point is
know.
very strange.
I think he wants to fake. He wants to fake the timing from the
Maybe.
wolves. So
He
that's
wants
why
the wolf to be coming across the map, so the first Raider will see it. But the Raider is going to be so late that I don't even know if he'll see it. Look at this. The wolf's already going to be across the map.
He will see the wolf coming up the choke. But interesting, like look at MatthewN, he's scouting around. He's wary of some proxy stuff. It will be interesting to see if he he's building 2 Raiders straight up. Not gonna risk it. And look at this, Guinness is kind of keeping the wolves down here at the den. So it's really
he's expecting it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was worth it from Guinness. I think especially because he's just going 1 den, I think going in immediately and showing the wolf, scaring MatthewN with the wolf, would have been a better option. And because behind it he doesn't have to commit to this. Doing some nice little dancing with the wolf, but now taking 2 hits, so he's got to respect the Raider.
But what's the plan now? I mean, there's just a second house, so it's literally the DC house. Oh, okay, there's another den now. Okay, so we see 2 den.
Very interesting.
Yeah, indeed, very interesting.
And
so
he's pulling wolves, but I think this Raider might see. Okay, if the Raider had to walk down, he might actually have seen
Guinness with the next level mind games. And this.
I will be very interested to see. Now that's pretty rough. For MatthewN, what do you do? Because MatthewN has only seen 1 wolf. He has no idea what's coming. We see a werewolf then queued up behind this. This is very. This is so Guinness.
Oh goodness.
The wolf den at home is to protect his worker line while he's going to go in. But
but if you are MatthewN and you scout this kind of layout in the main, and he will see this den, and he will think, okay, there the one wolf I killed came from. He's really like in for a surprise because look at this.
He's about to find out, and his Raiders are so out of position.
Oh no! There's
got
only
1 Raider at home, which 5 wolves should be able to kill.
And the first flash is out already. And now, micro. Now he sends them back. Ooh, mate.
I would have left the 1 Raider.
Yeah, 1 Raider.
This is natural. Yeah.
To kind of harass or at least confirm what you think. But honestly, with this werewolf,
he's doing a good job.
I think it's okay though. I think MatthewN can pretty much deal with this werewolf idea, because in my world, Raiders are just very good with dealing.
It depends. MatthewN cannot take damage on these Raiders. If MatthewN takes too much damage on these Raiders, which he's not, he's actually doing this very well.
Yeah, I think I like his micro.
3 or 4 Raiders. He'll have 4 by the time the werewolf comes in. If they are full health, like they can take a couple hits. I like the second Rax. He's respecting this. Going, wait
actually, third. Actually, 3 Rex.
Oh, there's 1 in his main as well. Good. Yeah, I think he's respecting this very well.
Yeah, and I think he's going for Archers now, right? So, which is like very, very good with Raiders. Coupled with Raiders, Archers are really able to deal.
Honestly, if he just goes all Raiders at this point, he can just go 3 Rax Raider. I don't think he needs Archers at all.
Yeah, in fact, he's still doing Raiders, so maybe he's it's also
he needs to go scout this. He sees the werewolf den.
Where? How did he see it?
Did he not? His units were glitching out.
That's rough. So now the question is, did he see it or not?
I don't know. His units were definitely glitching out, and he noticed his units were glitching out, trying to auto attack into it. So he did consciously move those.
Look at the house placement. It is natural. I like this. So the werewolf will not get in.
He should have maybe moved it 1 tile over. Would have been a little better. So leaving a 1
for
tile
the wolves.
gap. But,
yeah, but this Raider is gonna die, I guess.
Yeah.
And now the
That's
wolves
a little
get
too bad,
in.
but
Oh no!
yeah.
The werewolf's getting in. Ooh, and the big smash.
See, being a two tile gaps, the werewolf can get in. I think
Yeah.
he's still okay. He just needs to
Go back and defend.
he needs to jump, and honestly, he needs to jump on the second werewolf coming out.
Yeah, and he didn't finish the house. He's now supply blocked as well. So MatthewN.
Oh no!
Ooh, that's
The power werewolf. We're seeing the power
yeah.
of the werewolf. Yeah.
And the second werewolf is coming already. I don't know. I think MatthewN. I don't know. Kind of
Great little
needs...
blink micro from MatthewN there on the smash. He avoided the smash with those raiders.
Nice. Yeah, in general, his radar control is really good. Kinda square root of negative 1-esque. But yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if anyone's that good. Right?
Yeah, no, kinda.
Square root's raider micro is S tier.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I know. Yeah, but look at all the workers dying now for MatthewN. I think at this point he got successfully werewolf cheesed in an interesting way.
Though, I mean, Guinness is still fully committing to this. I mean, like he knows he's got a great advantage at this point.
Yeah,
Matthew's only mining up one base with what's he down to? 5 workers.
Yeah, but look at what's coming. Like another werewolf and a lot of little wolves. And these 2 damaged werewolves cannot really be killed. I mean, there's a raider, okay, but 2 archers about to die. I don't see it, really. I think it's over. Quick one.
I think Guinness, like you said, Guinness only plays S tier. I would have ranked wolves, maybe not S, but A tier. But you know, like great game, guys. Yeah.
Guinness. Yeah. Now he put a finger on it. Now he was like, you know what? Show me your skills. Show me your game reads. Show me how well you know the game and Little War Game. And yeah, MatthewN just failed to build a house in the right place. I think if this house...
That was a great poker match. Yeah.
Yeah. If this if this house is placed correctly and doesn't let in the werewolf, I think it's holdable. Although there is no tower at the natural, right? So maybe not holdable because 2 werewolves were about to club down this house. But in general, great series. Kudos to MatthewN winning the first game. Also, like, who would have expected MatthewN to really take a map of Guinness? I think barely anyone. So yeah, pretty much concluded series. Very, very well played. And thanks for joining. It's Jay.
Yes, yeah. I feel vindicated in my pick. I said I was very impressed with MatthewN, but I think Guinness had the slight edge, and I think that's what we saw.
Yeah.
We saw MatthewN play very, very well, but Guinness just had that little extra knowledge. Yeah.
Like this tactic on Xenos is like crazy in depth, like and crazy developed, like sending
and well practiced.
Yeah,
he had that very well.
Yeah,
well done. Yeah,
very, very awesome tactic. But also, I think he was versus MatthewN kind of forced to show his cards. So now that was 100% one of his pocket tactics for some tournaments or something. Versus players like Weird Red or Square Root when he really needs to win a map, you know what I mean? So I think that was one of these tactics from Guinness. And yeah, really, really impressive, man. And I'm not too sure if anyone else would have been able to really hold this. I guess Square Root AC would have been, I don't know, more comfortable against this. But in general, great games by MatthewN and GG.
GG.